The legal battle over the controversial sweepstakes games came to an end late last year, but today, owners and operators of the games in Buncombe County will find out their options. News 13's Victoria Dunkle is live in Asheville. So, Victoria, what's going to happen?
Well, Holly, they're going to find out exactly how the local law enforcement here in Buncombe County plan to enforce the law. A lot of people are saying it's a new law. Just to be clear, this law passed in 2010, and then it was immediately appealed, and there was a challenge put in place. The law said that these sweepstakes, these online sweepstakes machines at places like this where you see the signs behind me, were actually considered gambling, and they were ruled to be illegal in our state. But last month, the Supreme Court made its decision on the appeal, and it upheld the ban. So we've already seen it started to be enforced in several counties, including Henderson County, communities in Macon County as well. And what's going to happen today is the owners and operators of these machines and these sites here in the community are going to find out. The sheriff, the district attorney, Ron Moore, police chief for Asheville, William Anderson, all of them are going to be holding a news conference at 11 o'clock this morning. I spoke with the sheriff's department, and they told me basically what they're going to find out, for what the owners of these machines and these parlors, if you will, are going to find out is that the enforcement of this law is going to be immediate, and it is going to start now. So they're going to get the specifics and find out exactly what they have to do. I was just looking through the windows here at this site here. The machines are still in there, and so it's time for the owners to discover exactly how this law is going to be enforced, but it will be enforced according to what I've been told by law enforcement here in Buncombe County. Reporting live in Asheville, Victoria Dunkle, News 13.
A ruling by the state Supreme Court means sweepstakes parlors statewide will have to close. News 13's Victoria Dunkle is live in Asheville. And Victoria, what will that actually mean for the game operators?
Well, they're going to actually find out specifically in Buncombe County what it means for them today. I'm standing outside one of them. We've seen these signs popping up like this pretty much almost immediately after the state banned video poker games about 6 years ago. This was the alternative, the option that was kind of picked up on by a lot of business owners. But these signs and these cafes, as they call them, are going to be disappearing because just last month, the state Supreme Court ruled to uphold the ban and determined that the appeal challenging it on the First Amendment rights was not valid. So basically what happens is the ban that was passed by state lawmakers in 2010 is now in effect. So later today, we've already almost immediately started seeing some of the counties in our state enforcing this law. We saw Haywood County, Macon County, and others all across the state taking action. Well, today, Buncombe County, Asheville Police, and the Buncombe County District Attorney will hold a news conference this morning, and they're going to lay it out very clearly what they plan to do as far as enforcing this law. And when I spoke to them earlier about this, they did tell me that it's flat out that they are going to enforce this law, and they're going to be very clear about it and very straightforward, and that way every business owner for one of these internet cafes or sweepstakes cafes will know exactly what's going on, and we'll be able to move forward from there. But again, a lot of people had challenged this. They thought that this, in some communities they were charging a fee for the games, for the machines, and there was a source of revenue for the communities. But in the end, it was determined by state lawmakers that this was a form of gambling, and it was banned. So that's taking effect today. We'll have more on the conditions regarding that implementation of this ban later today and this morning. Reporting live in Asheville, Victoria Dunkle, News 13.
Well, the luck has run out for operators of those online video sweepstakes games in North Carolina. Later this morning, law enforcement leaders will outline how they plan to enforce a state ban in Buncombe County. News 13's Victoria Dunkle is live in Asheville. So, Vic, what's going to happen?
Well, a lot of the owners of places like this one right here in Asheville, these are like internet cafes is what they call them, where you can go by internet time, play sweepstakes games, and find out, according to the owners, it's a random notification that you've won. The state said, no, it's actually gambling, and in 2010, it banned these machines. Well, after the appeals process played out just last month, the state Supreme Court issued its ruling regarding this and said that, yes, the ban is definitely going to go into effect, and later today that's what they're going to find out. Almost immediately after the Supreme Court issued its ruling, we already saw the machines disappearing from several counties and businesses closing up shop. It did mean the loss of jobs for many people. It also meant the loss of revenue for many communities. But later this morning, Buncombe County leaders, the sheriff, the Asheville Police Chief, and the County District Attorney Ron Moore are all going to get together and lay it right out, very plain and simple. They said they wanted to do this together and be very clear on how they're going to enforce this law. And it does mean that because one spokesman said because this law, the ban was approved in 2010 and was just the enforcement was suspended during the appeals process, that means that the businesses will not be getting a grace period. So they'll find out exactly today when they have to have these machines out of operation. Coming up in our next half hour, we're going to let you know how some of the owners have already in other parts of the state found a way or are working to find a way to get around the ban. That's coming up in our next report. Reporting live at Asheville, Victoria Dunkle, News 13.
And also today, video sweepstakes game owners in Buncombe County will find out what their future holds. News 13's Victoria Dunkle is live near Sweepstakes Cafe in Asheville. So Vic, what's happening?
Well, today they're going to be told, the owners of these cafes like this one here, are going to be finding out exactly how the county is going to enforce the ban. Now, if you remember, just last month, the state Supreme Court upheld this ban as being legal. It had been challenged and made it through the appeals process as on a First Amendment basis, but now that has been determined to be not the case. So we've already seen some of the counties in our area enforcing this. The machines, the sweepstakes cafes are shutting down, and we're seeing the owners take action according to what the new ban or the ban from 2010 requires. But something that's been interesting on some of the eastern counties, we have seen some of the owners and operators looking for ways to revamp and use new software on the machines that gets them around the specifics of this ban. It's not clear how that will be dealt with by law enforcement and so on. And it's also not clear exactly how that may come into play if anyone here is planning to try to do that and upgrade their machines. But what I can tell you is later today at the news conference at 11 o'clock, the Buncombe County Sheriff, the Buncombe County District Attorney, and the Chief of Police for Asheville are all going to come out together and explain very clearly how this is going to work. Now, a spokesperson said that since this ban was passed by lawmakers in 2010 and took effect then, but the enforcement was suspended, that means that here in Buncombe County, they do not plan to have a grace period for these owners and operators of these machines. So it will be a very fast enforcement of this ban. We'll have all the details for you coming out of that news conference, which happens later today. That's coming up on News 13. Reporting live in Asheville, Victoria Dunkle, News